You are saying something? Anyone? Okay, fine. Now what I'm trying to convey is, so like whenever you are trying to launch any resources, you have to be careful. So whenever you have done with your lab, you can stop, terminate, and all those stuff. So if you try to look at here, the services like each and every service, whatever you are trying to learn in coming days, they'll give you some certain number of free resources. You can utilize it and you can learn the AWS services. Okay. Let us look at now how to create an account. Create free account. All of you, if you want to do simultaneously with me, try to do it and finish it. Okay. What is an email ID? Let us say Cloudraise IT. The 26th in the batch. @gmail.com. Don't use the mail ID which you used for your like an Amazon.com, whatever you are trying to have your Prime account or shopping account. Don't use that. Try to pick up on a different account. Okay? So a different mail ID, something like that. Now, what's the password for that? You can use it. Okay. Confirm password. So what is an account name you want to set up? Cloudraise. So AWS 26th batch. Okay. Let us take. Continue now. 26th. Okay. You want to save this password? No. So what's the full name? Is that business purpose or personal? Let us say personal. What is the full name? Cloudraise -AWS 26th. Something bad, your company name or what is the phone number you want to assign? My phone number. Now I hope you all have my number. This is my number. I'm trying to put in a chat window as well. If you have any concerns, any issues, you can connect with me. Okay? No issues. Okay. So the where you are located now in India. Okay. Now you can give an address where you are staying. Let us say my place is something like this. Let us say Hyderabad, state Telangana. Okay. All these things once you fill your details, postal code. Wherever the star is there, that is a mandatory, which is if you don't have a star, you can ignore that. Okay, you can try to next. Now you have to give your debit card or credit card details. Okay, so once you given a credit card or debit card details, we are almost done kind of. Okay? Let me stop sharing for some time, please. So let me try to update my credit card details over here. So once I updated my credit card details, we'll try to share it back. Okay? You all try to update your credit card or debit card details by the time. Okay. Anyone working with me simultaneously? Okay, fine. So let me update now my credit card details. Okay. Huh?
చిక్కగా పడుకుంటారా అన్న సోఫా అంతా ఖరాబ్ అయిందా
Okay, the expiry date is 10. Okay. So now I'll share my screen again. Can you see once? Let me know. Okay. Can you see now my screen? So it is okay. Once I given my all details, so it is expecting some one-time password. You all can see now, right?
Yes.
Yes.
We can see.
Try to update the one-time password, please. So by this time you could have get on your mobile. So what is that? Just a minute. Submit. Now done. Okay. So we are almost done. So it will try to do on a verification and all those stuff. Sign up for AWS. So okay, it is trying to send a text message to India 191 your phone number. Okay, so update this 452N53. So almost there. It is going to send an SMS. You have to authenticate it. Verification code. Yes, we got it now. So that is 3284. So we are almost done. So okay. One important thing you need to understand when you are going for an Amazon account. So let us say I want to start in a company. Actually, the intention of creating an account is not for teaching. Okay, we are created for teaching. That is fine. But okay, let us say we created an account for one of the company. Let us say bigbasket.com kind of a company created. Okay, so you want to launch your applications. For that, okay, you want to create an AWS account. So generally, your finance team member will try to create this account. You've given some instructions to him. According to that, he'll create an account. So as BigBasket is in a very big company, they launch a lot of resources in AWS. They pay bills in huge. So what they do now, they'll take a support, business support. If something went wrong, Amazon will come in a picture and try to help you. Right? So what kind of support you want to pick up here? Basic one, that is free. Developer one, they'll charge $29 per month. Business support is $100. Which one you want to take? That is up to you. As we are learning point of view, we are trying to take it. So which one will pick up? Free one. Now complete the sign. That's it. So now go to AWS Management Console. Okay, now sign in to the console. So now you have to give all your signing details over here. Okay. If you look at now, you can log in with a root email ID, or I can hire a number of people now. Okay, I hired a Java developer, database engineer, server administrator, that, this, and all. So you cannot share your root mail ID to them, right? So you can try to create an individual user to them, and you can ask him to join with that. So as of now, I'm trying to log in with my root account. Okay, so CloudRage IT 26. @gmail.com. This is my root account, and it is asking some. Is that 2M or ZM? 2M WBQ. Something wrong. Q5FN36. Okay. Is that the correct? Can anyone confirm? Is this the correct? 3E4W. W is a capital one, right here? Small one only. Okay, now expecting password. Now we are done. So now you are done. You logged into AWS account. You want to save the password and all, you can do that, fine. You can look at an AWS account name, it is AWS 26, that is what we given. This is a unique account number for your AWS account. This is a unique AWS account number. Every account, whenever you create a new account, you will have your own account number. Okay. Okay, if you look at now, these are all the different services Amazon is giving. What are recently viewed? You didn't work anything as of now. There is no recent view. You can search any service here, whatever the service you want to work with. Let us say CloudWatch. You can try to go there and directly you can try to pick up the service. Isn't a Cloud Shell? Cloud Shell is nothing but if you want to run some Linux command, Windows command, something you want to do command based, you want to automate that, okay, you can use that Cloud Shell. Any suggestions, notifications you can see here, open issues, anything. So one of the important thing we need to understand is this. This is a region. We call it as what it is? Region. If you look at Amazon is giving these many regions. Amazon is giving, it's not copied. Amazon is giving these many regions. Now you tell me which region, which company I want to start with. Something like a BigBasket.com. The BigBasket only, sir, let us say. So now tell me which region I have to pick up. These are all the regions. Region is nothing but a collection of data centers where your servers, the resources are kept. Now you tell me, I want to start on a company like a BigBasket.com. Where I have to maintain my servers? Which region I have to select?
Asia Pacific, Mumbai.
Asia Pacific, Mumbai. Why? Any reason?
It is in India, right? That's it.
Okay.
No reason.
Okay. If I try to take a US one, what happens? Is there an issue with if I take a US?
No, don't know.
You can use that as well, right?
Yes, yes.
Is there anyone stopping that? No, right? You can use
So
that
only
as
with the
well.
customer support, I guess.
No.
If you use a different place, there might be a problem with the customer support.
Means we need to select region based on where we are going to provide the services, right? Is it correct?
Yes, exactly. But why? Let us try to look at it this way. How can I say? Okay, let us try to understand. I want to watch a movie in PVR. Okay. So that is my intention. PVR, like a Vakil Sahab, I want to move. I want to watch. It is there in, okay, I stay something like Nizampet. So the movie is there in Kukatpalli, as well as it is there in Panjagutta. So the near Kukatpalli is generally, okay, it would be near to me. It is only some half kilometer to me. Okay. For me, it is near to me. But this particular area, Panjagutta, is something around 10 kilometers for me. So which one I have to pick up? You want me to go to, both tickets are available on both the locations. So don't say wherever the tickets are available. So, okay, tickets are available, same quality, same features, everything is same, PVR only. Okay, which one you pick up? The near one, like it is a half kilometer, let us say. The near one, right? We'll try to pick up near one. Why?
Yeah, obviously. Because it's
Why?
near. Because the traveling time is near. The traveling time.
Latency, yes. The traveling time, right? One of the major thing is traveling time. That we, in a technology point of view, called as latency. The packet, let us say in a bigbosuk.com from India, if someone trying to access it, if the server is there in US, my request will go to US and get that response and it will show you on your screen. Is that the good? Or else going to Mumbai. Now, you know, like an Amazon also announced on a data center, a region in Hyderabad, you know. Anyone have an idea on that? AWS announced in a Hyderabad region. It is a very big news, for especially if you are learning AWS. They are going to invest a lot in Hyderabad. Okay? They are trying to create a region. When I say region, it is a collection of data centers. Collection of data centers. So as of now, we have a data center. The region is there in Mumbai. As of now, we have their region in Mumbai. AWS region in Mumbai. So now tell me, the request is going to Mumbai and getting the responses fast, or getting to US and getting responses fast? Obviously, the near one. That's why what generally we do, we try to deploy our resources whichever the nearest location. Let us say I have a business now, US as well as India. I have a business in US as well as in India. So now what do you want me to do?
Yeah, based on the customers.
If you look at now, let us say Amazon. In India, if I try to say Amazon, just Amazon, what happens is generally it will try to redirect it to Amazon.in. If you do same thing in a US, what happens? It will go to
.com.
What happens? It will go to .com. It will go to .com. So why? Near again, the less latency. Okay, again less latency. Now they try to maintain the infrastructure in India as well as in the US. So based on their business load and all, they'll try to maintain the infrastructure. If US having a huge business, they'll try to maintain more number of servers. If they have less business in India, they try to maintain less. Slowly they may increase. Now, you tell me, in AWS, we have regions. If you look at these many regions are there, right? The region is nothing but now what you say, what is the region? Region is nothing but collection of data centers. Now, if you look at in US, how many data centers are there? US, how many regions? I'm sorry. How many regions are there? US East to 1, East to 2, West 1, West to 2. Okay. Again, lot of regions, right? So why they maintained these many regions in US? Why in India only one? Again, now they are adding one more, that is fine. But why only one? Why they not kept in Pakistan?
Asia, it covers
That's
entire
all.
Asia.
It's all about business. Asia, you see, Singapore is also there already. Singapore already there from long back. Okay, Singapore is there from long back. Somewhere around 8+ years, Singapore was launched.
So they set up the data centers where the business is more.
Yes, India is growing. India is doing more business now. So more people, more clients are going to cloud. So now Amazon started somewhere around 4 years back in Mumbai. Now still more business is there. They're trying to start on a southern part of India, like Hyderabad they choose, and they're trying to invest there, and they're trying to start one region over there. Okay. So in India only now they are trying to maintain 2 regions. Let us say now what I'll do, my BigBasket is working across the India. So my BigBasket is there and across the India. Now what I'll do, I'll try to launch, okay, after some days, Hyderabad data center is ready, Hyderabad region is ready. So I'll try to maintain some 40% in south side, like in Hyderabad data center. Some 60%, let us say, if there is a more business in south, like north side, something, try to maintain over here in Mumbai. Mumbai is also not north, so it's southern parts. Okay. So now if the Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore and all, they'll try to connect the server over here. Rest of all, like across the country, they'll try to connect over here. If because of any reason, Mumbai region went down, because of any reason, disaster happened, something, Mumbai region is not available. Still, what they do is the request will try to traffic routed to here. So your application will not go down. Your application will not go down. Still, your application is up and running. Maybe there may be some load. There may be some performance impact, but there is no downtime. Why? Because they planned, BigBasket.com architects, they planned such a way they try to deploy their resources in 2 different regions. Okay, if any disaster happen on any particular region, so there is one more region is available with our resources. Okay, clear? So in a region, they maintain multiple data centers, at least 3. In a one region, at least they maintain 3 data centers that we call it as VZ. VZ means availability zone. Don't call it as now onwards, don't call it as a data center. It's an availability zone. They call it an availability zone. So if they planned in Hyderabad region, they try to prepare 3 data centers. Again, they spread across this particular area kind of. Okay. So like they try to maintain distance somewhere around 60 to 80 kilometers. And they try to build 3 data centers. Why? Because again, disaster recovery, if something went wrong, okay, so still they can have the data center up and running. Clear? Now let us look at an AWS footprint now once. AWS footprint across the globe. Look at how it is. Okay. So, okay, is that good? Okay, let us try to look at this. Is that visible? All right. So as of now, let me try to save the file and as of now, Amazon has spread across these many countries, get these many regions and all this stuff. Okay. If you look at now, so across the globe, in these many countries, these many locations, they have. If you look at in India, they have Mumbai. Okay. China. Across the globe, they have. Okay, fine. Now, as of now, there is no Hyderabad data center or region. So, okay, let us say the company like Netflix, they want to release a new movie, which is very popular in South side. Live stream they have given. So there is a lot of requests, right? There's a lot of requests. Let us say IPL match is going on, they want to give a live. So from the south side, you cannot connect every time Mumbai and try to get it, right? So there may be some latency. Can you accept the latency if you paid subscriber to Hotstar? If there is a latency of 5 minutes, will you accept that? Will you accept that?
No.
Right? No. So how you do that then? So what Amazon come up with in a solution is, yes, if you don't have on a south side of data centers, fine, no problem. They have come up with a concept called edge locations. Edge location is nothing but cache servers kind of. So what happens? These locations, edge locations, try to get that streamed over there, dumped over there. My request, let us say I'm trying to access from Hyderabad, so it will go to like an edge location, like it is the edge location now there in Hyderabad and Chennai. Previously it was there in Chennai. So my request will go to Chennai and get that request, get that update. Getting my point? So there is an edge across the globe now. There is 250 plus edge locations are available. So it is basically helps you to improve your performance. So it will try to connect your nearest edge location, your request, and it will try to access. There is a Dropbox, right? You know Dropbox. There is a Dropbox kind of a storage service, cloud storage service. So they try to use backend AWS only. If I am trying to store my images, I want to access my images. So my request will go to nearest edge location like Hyderabad or Chennai and get my pictures, videos, whatever upload and download can be happen from there. It's just like if you have heard about company like Akamai. Anyone heard about company like Akamai?
No.
Okay.
No.
So Akamai is a company. What they do is and you might have heard about the term called content delivery centers, CDN centers, or cache servers kind of. So let us say you are working for a gaming company like PUBG. So what they do, they try to dump that. So tomorrow if they are releasing the game, they try to dump into different across the globe, different CDNs. Okay, content delivery centers. Across the globe, people are playing live games. That will connect to not actual data center. It will connect to nearest edge locations. Okay, that is the concept. So the footprint, if you look at, so we have in a regions across the globe. In each region, they maintain the different data centers. We call it as an availability zones. Apart from that, there is a different CDNs or edge locations. We call it as the CDNs will help you to improve the performance to access nearest edge location. Is this clear? Is this clear? What is meant by region? What is meant by availability zone? What is meant by CDN or edge location? Whatever. Any questions?
Your edge locations
have
will not. Yeah, please go on.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah,
Sure, go on.
edge locations is nothing like but your repeaters, right? in other words.
Yes, like on a cache servers, like your RAM kind of.
Yep.
Any more questions? Yeah, someone trying to ask. I missed it. Yeah. Yeah, Prashant,
No, I
go
got it. Sir. No, I got it.
The
Fine.
thing is now when you say the edge locations, right? But internally there should be a connectivity wherein to share this content, and whenever there's an incoming traffic, again based on the load balancing, it has to be routed to a different edge locations. Correct?
No. What I'm saying is, let us say, okay, they're trying to they're trying to live stream a football match.
Correct.
It will be watched across the globe.
Correct.
So what they'll do, they have a very high bandwidth between the data center to edge location. They'll try to dump into edge locations first. From there, anyone can connect to that nearest edge location and they can stream that.
So replication will be live on the back end. The replication will be ongoing for between the edge locations.
Yes. From their live data center to edge locations, the request will come. You are trying to access to your nearest edge location, not to actual server. Okay.
Yeah. Got you.
So this is all about a footprint of an Amazon. Okay. The regions. If I look at a Mumbai region, AP South 1, it is not an Andhra Pradesh, it is South Asia Pacific. Okay. AP, but the name of the Mumbai region name, that is an AP South 1. Okay. So you can call that Mumbai in that way. Programmatically, when you are trying to talk to Mumbai region, AP South 1 will call it as. Okay. In the Mumbai region, if you look at here, okay, each region, at least they maintain 3 data centers. Each region, they maintain at least 3 data centers. They call it the availability zones. See, zones, Asia Pacific, Mumbai, it is working normally. There is no issues. If there is an issues, okay, global health you can look at. Okay, personal health dashboard you can look at. Or else Amazon Health Lake, health checks. Okay. So, like I will try to look at an AWS account dashboard, events logs, entire organizational level and issues. It will try to show you. Yeah, we'll see that in our coming classes. So, if you look at now, in each and every region, they'll maintain 3 data centers. In this case, the region name is AP South 1, but data center name is A. The region name is AP South 1. The region name, the data center name is B. AP South 1 C. So that this is availability zone name. AP South 1A, 1B, 1C is an availability zone. Availability zone. Is that clear? 3 data centers are there here. We call it an availability zone.
Yep.
Now, client came to me, asked me, hey, I want to have a web server, one server. I need to have a high availability. Okay, what we can do? We have 3 data centers. We call it an availability zone. These are all in one region, let us say. Now, client came to me and they asked me, hey, I need an high availability. If something went wrong in one data center also, still my application should run. Okay. Now, what do? You try to deploy your services, your servers over here, one data center, as well as over here. So what happens if because of any reason this particular data center went down, this availability zone went down, still your server is up and running over here. Okay, so that okay, your application will be running. So you don't have any downtime. But because of any reason, if entire region went down, because of because of any reason, if entire region went down, what happened? So you have to convey your client, okay, hey, this, if you try to deploy that into a multiple availability zones, yes, there is no, okay, generally the entire region will not go down, but there is a chances, it is an infrastructure again, there may be chances. Hey, you all can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
There may be a chances the entire region may go down. So you can convey to client, he's saying that rather than deploying in one server over here, other server in other region like in a Singapore kind of you try to deploy so that you will get a high availability across the region down as well. Across the region. That all depends. Okay, we'll try to learn the architecting things in the coming days. So as of now, that deep dive is not required. So these are all the different services. Okay, when I try to go to dashboard, so we have a services, search options, cloud shell, you can go and run any commands. Okay, the health status, account name, account number, all those details. Which region you are in now. Support, if you want to raise a ticket, you want to raise a ticket with Amazon. You want to raise an issue with an Amazon. You want to contact Amazon to explain your issue. You can do that. You want to learn something, documentation. You want to learn any particular service, Amazon will give you detailed documentation over here. You can look at all the services documents over here. Whatever you are trying to learn, all the documentation is available over here. Okay.
So Raghu, when you said it will be deployed across 2 regions, right? Will they be active at the same time?
That's up to you. How you are planning. You are an architect. You have to decide how you want to set up. Active or active passive. How you want to do that? That's up to you. You can design it.
Because if both are active, I need to pay for both at the same time. If it is active passive, I can pay only one, but still I may not pay for the other one until then that is active, right?
It depends, like how the customer want to pay.
Yeah.
How the customer want resources. Okay.
Yep.
So now let us start with small service in Amazon. Okay. So one of the basic service in Amazon is an IAM. What it is? IAM. Identity,
access management.
Identity and access management. Yes, you're right.
Raghu, you're breaking out.
Still, is that still same?
Yeah. Your voice is too choppy.
I think it is saying me to stop. Can you check now? I think it is connected to right network only. Let me check.
Yeah, it's good now.
Raghu, it is good only.
Nope. Still it is choppy. Guess I'm the one who is facing this, or everyone on the call also facing the same problem.
I can hear good. I have no
I
issue.
think
I can
Yeah,
hear you too. I can hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
clear.
The network is too bad.
Yeah,
it's
good.
okay. No, there's no problem.
Yeah, I changed my network. I hope now it would be fine. Okay. So I'm in a service called IAM. IAM is nothing but identity and access management. Why we required an IAM is you create an account fine. You created an Amazon account fine, but you cannot share this root account to everyone. Right? You cannot share the root account to everyone. Like you may hire a database engineer. So you hired a testing engineer, Java developer. You cannot share that account details to everyone, right? So this is your account ID, account name, password, full name of that account, where is the address and all. If you have any alternate contacts, billing and all those details. So which are the regions are already enabled? So some of the regions are not enabled. So you can try to look at all those stuff. Okay? Suppose you want to close account, you can try to select I understand that I want to close account, and you can close that account as well. There is a one separate region is there. What it is for? There is a separate region is there that is for government projects. US government projects. Okay. If you are doing any US government projects, you can try to select this particular region. It is not showing over here the regions. It is separate region. If you are planning, if you got any projects from US government, you can try to look at it. Okay. You can look at billing details and all whenever there is a requirement. I'll try to explain you all the billing details, especially if you are updating your resume more than 5 to 6 years of experience with AWS. Definitely your work would be on billing also would be there, like a cost optimization, billing explanation to your client and all. So we'll try to look at that as well. So you try to work with an IAM now. You hired some people, you want to create his own account and you want to share it. Before going to do that, what Amazon says is, Amazon is a security is a shared responsibility. What Amazon says, security is a shared responsibility. What I mean to say is, you create an AWS account, you open to anyone can log in and they can do anything. And one fine day you call to Amazon, said that, hey, my data is compromised, someone deleted my data. Is Amazon responsible for that? So Amazon is not responsible. So what Amazon says is, if you are trying to use an AWS, you have to have a knowledge how to protect your data. They can protect your hardware, server, storage, network and all. But account level, to whom you are giving access, what kind of permissions you are giving. Okay, so those are all the things you have to take care. That is why we are learning AWS for here. Okay. Okay. So if you look at now the dashboard, what they are trying to say is, some of the things you have to, by default it is not enabled. They are trying to give some suggestions. Hey, try to enable MFA. Try to enable MFA. What is MFA? We'll try to learn tomorrow. Okay. Rotate credentials. Don't maintain the same passwords or anything. Don't maintain that. Try to rotate continuously. Okay. Try to have a security best practices. If you look at what are the security best practices, some of the best practices Amazon given. So you have to make sure that you have to enable that. Okay. What Amazon saying is, don't share your root account to anyone. Try to create individual IAM users. Try to give very less privileges as much as possible. Try to give very granular, very least privileges. If it is really required, then only give the permissions. Otherwise, give least privileges. So we'll try to learn these security based practice. I mean, IAM, very simple topic. We'll try to look at. We'll make it very simple first. Then we'll try to look at some advanced topics kind of on this. Okay. Tomorrow we'll try to look at how to create a users group, how to give permissions to them. Okay, how to add users to groups, roles, policies, all these activities. We'll try to learn tomorrow. Okay. That's it for today. You all try to create account. Okay, you all try to create an account, Amazon account today without fail. So that tomorrow we'll try to start all the activities.
Okay.
I already got my.
Yep. Okay.
So are you posting this recording in the group? Hello, can you hear me?
I guess Sangeeta should do this. Yesterday's recording also she had shared across the link.
Oh, they did?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Sorry, by mistake, I closed it. Any questions you can ask me now. If you don't have any questions, we'll wind up here. Okay. Yeah. If any questions you can raise, or else you can drop off now.
Raghu, these recordings will be shared, right? As yesterday?
Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah.
In
If
going
they are in
forward,
different
there is no sharing mechanism. You can go and access, you can go and download directly in files. There is a recordings kind of a folder. In that, you can try to look at, because here there is a recording for yesterday. So
Okay.
no one will upload, no one will share. You can get access directly. Okay. You need not